even when that, your relative said it to you outside. What do you do when those thoughts come up inside?
Well, it's gotten to the point where I'm beyond the point where I thought I was crazy, because I was like, you know what? I don't think it's human to have this many thoughts. Seriously, I was like, you know what? I have to be a part of a rare group of people that have a gazillion thoughts at one time. And I only tend to focus on the negative ones, right?
Right.
So I kind of got way beyond that, and I found that one way to be able to, actually two ways to be able to combat the thoughts was to spend regular time in meditation, and meditation where it goes from just sitting in complete stillness, where it doesn't matter what thought comes to mind. It's just blank space, and you're just calm. And then the other one is just visualizing that extraordinary life today, that extraordinary life in the future, and kind of like programming yourself, being able to, because pretty much everybody on this phone knows that the mind is not able to tell the difference between something that's been vividly imagined and actually experienced. But we know it, but it's like none of us really use it to our full benefit.
Right.
So sitting down and actually visualizing, the experiences and different things like that. And, for people that need, something great. I know you're going to have Paul Shealy on. They have great products to do that, to help people to kind of guide that mental process. And the other thing is, being committed to something, and being committed to something specific. Because, people are like, well, you know what? I'm committed to this and I'm committed to that. But when you ask them what commitment is, many people don't really have, their own definition of commitment that they live by. But for me, commitment is concentrated, conscious intent. And I think if you have concentrated, conscious intent on something, you are so fixated, you are so white hot about it, these things dominate your mind that because the conscious space of the mind is so small as compared to the unconscious, there's not much room in space for all these different random and negative thoughts that try to jump in there to hang around. So it's pretty much gotten to the point with me where there's no longer, it doesn't seem like it's this huge wave of thoughts coming. It almost seems like they kind of like jump in to see if there's some space for them to hang around.
Yeah.
But when they get knocked out, they're just like gone.
Yeah. So that's great. Isn't that great? And now when you talk about commitment, it brings us back to this idea of mission, because certainly when you're clear on your mission, then that increases the commitment, right?
Right. Here's why mission is important. Let me ask you a question, Chris. Which way do you think is the easiest to put together a puzzle? We have a 1,000-piece puzzle, and I show you all the pieces and say, Chris, have at it, put this puzzle together. Or I show you a picture of the puzzle and give you the pieces to say, put it together. Which one is going to be easy for you to do?
Show me the picture.
Right. And that's what mission is all about. Many of us, we go through life, we go through seminars, we read books, we get on incredible teleconferences like yours, and we have all this information, but yet we still crave so much more knowledge, and we're not even using what it is we have, and it frustrates people. The more they want, the more they get, the more frustrated they get, because it just stacks and piles up on all this other information that they have that they haven't used, and they aren't able to find out how to get unstuck. And the thing is this, it becomes extremely difficult to put the pieces together in your life if you have no idea what your life is supposed to be like, if you have no idea what it is you're moving to, if you have no clue what this future profile of your life looks like. How do you know where all these different pieces, the seminars, the coaches, the teleconferences, the books, and all these different things you come in contact with in your life, how do you know where all that fits if you don't even have an idea what the future looks like? So that's what mission is all about. Mission gives you a picture. It allows you to start to see more clearly and more vividly what your future's about, what you're here for, why you exist. And when as these different things come into your life, you're able to understand what roles they play. And when you understand what roles they play, you're able to act on them much quicker and able to use them much faster, as opposed to, you know, you have this beautiful car, it's a high-priced car, it's an expensive car, everybody would like to have a car like it, but there's like zero visibility outside, so you can't go anywhere.
Right.
You know, so you have all this potential, you have this ability to accomplish things that, you know, that are probably beyond your wildest dreams, but you're paralyzed and your dreams are being aborted every second because you have not gotten clarity in your life. You don't know what your mission is, and you're not able to put all these pieces together that right now seem kind of random. But when you start to get a clear picture of the future, these pieces that once look random start to come together and look more orderly, and then you're able to use them more efficiently and leverage them so that you can make the impact in life and give the value to the people that you're supposed to be giving the value to. And as a result, experience that fulfillment financially, intellectually, sexually, emotionally, materially, and all these different areas that you want.
Now, how do you go about discovering your mission, though, Stephen?
I think you can kind of like ask the basic questions. You like know, what are you passionate about? What do you do? That when you do it, you feel most alive when you're doing it. What are you drawn to? What problems anger you? The most. The things that kind of like keep you upset the most.
Right.
What changes in the world does it seem like you're really passionate about? Having to take place. What type of talents and skills do you possess? That you feel like, man, you've had these things with you. For a long time. But one thing that's really good for people to do is to kind of like do a mission movie in their mind, and you can kind of do this in one of those moments of meditating. And what all you do is we call it Mission Possible. And
oh, good. I was just going to ask you that. Great.
Yeah, what you do is you begin the scene of your life. You sit back, relax, close your eyes, breathe slowly and deeply, just get extremely relaxed. And, you begin the scene of your life, where you are, right now, like maybe, after this teleconference, where you are today. And, all the way up to today. And then the next scenes, in the movie are about you living that extraordinary, magical life. And within that life is balance, it's fulfilling, and you're adding value to people. You're being compensated for that value, and life is grand. What are you doing? How is this happening? And maybe even through that process, people can discover what their mission is all about.
Fabulous. Now, how has that shown up in your life, Stephen? How would you describe your mission today?
My mission is really about, I'm really big on, redefining value for people by over-delivering on their expectations. And I've been bad at it before, and I've gotten much better at it right now. And the reason that's really a mission, and that mission rather is into helping people become better traders, helping people become better marketers, helping people become better in their personal lives. The thing is helping people to discover